The bold and the beautiful spoilers suggest that John Finn Finnegan may eventually discover that Luna Nozawa is alive under Lee Finnegan's care. But will he inform Steffy Forrester of this surprising development? In the July 10th show, Lee broke the devastating news of Luna's death. Despite the fact that Luna survived her surgery, Lee sold the tale that things took a tragic turn for Luna in recovery. Of course, it's clear what's going on here, especially given Luna is still airing in September. There is a reason why B&B has suddenly made Lee sympathetic to Luna, who, in Lee's opinion, does not deserve what she has gone through. Lee has been holding Poppy Nozawa accountable for Luna's difficulties, so she is turning her sister into the villain and giving Luna a second opportunity at atonement. Lee definitely faked Finn's death previously and has done the same with Luna. Now it's simply a matter of how long Lee can keep this hidden. This may be a great opportunity to create some interesting tension in Steffy and Finn's relationship. Finn doesn't enjoy keeping things from Steffy, but that may change after he makes a surprising Luna discovery. As the story progresses, Finn may suspect Lee is hiding something. Finn may become concerned if Lee abandons plans more frequently and becomes alone. Finn may decide to take matters into his own hands and pursue Lee at some point. Finn may be surprised if he discovers Luna alive and hiding somewhere. Lee is definitely going to take care of Luna's recovery and try to offer her the support she never received from Poppy. Luna will have the opportunity to actually change, and she may be a completely different person by the time Finn discovers all of this. Regardless, Finn will face a difficult dilemma if he discovers Luna is alive and evading prison with Lee's assistance. Instead of returning Luna to prison, Lee may beg Finn to be compassionate and keep this a secret. Finn will understand how upset Steffy would be at this shocking Luna news. Could Finn decide to keep Steffy in the dark, in part to keep his marriage peaceful? According to the bold and the beautiful spoilers, Lee's decision to fake Luna's death will have some unexpected consequences, so we'll keep you updated on all the highs and lows. Wednesday, July 13th, 2025. Today on Bold and the Beautiful, Hope and Carter discuss the moment Liam departed, while Luna, Sheila, and Liam are brought to the hospital. Luna is bleeding to death on the beach house floor as Steffy and Finn attempt to stem Liam's bleeding. Sheila glances down at Luna, wondering what she's done. The paramedics ride up. As they begin work, Finn brings Miss Dillon out of the closet, and she expresses surprise that Miss Sunshine would do this. The cop requests Steffi's statement. Liam was shot in the chest, as was Luna. You have to save Liam, Steffy informs Finn. The cop keeps questioning Steffy, but she only wants to focus on Liam, who she says saved her life. The paramedics believe Luna is barely hanging on. They load them onto the ambulance. Hope informs Carter that she has been pressuring Liam to tell his family about his condition. She thinks he's ready. They discuss how difficult it is for parents to lose a kid. He apologizes if this reminds him of what happened to Beth. She claims that she and Liam survived. His tumor has been difficult to deal with, but it has been helpful to be there for him in the same way that he has been there for her. It is not her job to inform his father and brothers about his condition, but the time is ticking, and it's impossible to predict what will happen from day to day. They discuss how much time Liam may have had left and his quality of life. Liam wants to spend every moment he can with his daughters. Carter assures her that he takes becoming Beth's stepfather extremely seriously. She never envisaged losing Luna in this way. Carter is certain he is enraged. He would be. Hope talks about how unselfish Liam is, and they wonder if Bill would regret not recognizing his kindness more. They discuss how fortunate Beth has been with her parents. Sobbing, she says it will be difficult for her daughter to say goodbye. For all they know, it could be closer than they realize. She's always taken Liam's presence for granted, but she suddenly realizes that time is running short for him. Sheila, Luna, and Liam are all brought to the hospital. Finn informs Steffy that Liam must go to the operating room, and that he would do everything he can to assist him. The cops arrive and interview Steffy again, requesting more information. She reveals the threats, and Sheila was present because she was Luna's grandmother. Lee leaps into the turmoil. Steffy describes the entire shooting to her. When Luna begins to crash, Lee rushes to her side. Steffy admits she isn't sure what she will do if Luna lives but Luan does not. Luna is hurried to surgery. Grace is hesitant to operate on Sheila, but Finn instructs her to handle it while he deals with the others. Steffy gives Liam a good luck kiss on the forehead before rushing in. Sheila is sedated in the operating room, but she cannot stop thinking about Luna. Grace considers herself fortunate that the surgery was completed quickly. Meanwhile, Bridget and Lee are searching Luna's innards for the gunshot. They must leave it in. Bridget supports her. Lee wonders if she can tell Poppy about this. Suddenly the devices begin beeping, and Luna crashes. In the waiting room, the cop offers Steffy a motivational speech. She claims she owes Liam her life. A nurse arrives, and Steffy begs to be allowed into the surgery room. She allows her to go to the observation window. Finn notices his wife as she enters, and she contacts Hope to inform her that Liam has been shot and is in surgery. The doctors keep taking Liam's blood, and Steffy urges him to fight so that they can all spend more time with him. Are you a fan of Bold and Beautiful? Join the official Bold and Beautiful Lovers Facebook group. Get spoilers, recaps, and casting updates all in one spot. Don't miss out on a twist, so join immediately. Finn had always assumed Luna's fate had been decided long ago. The sadness of her presumed death had left him damaged in ways he hadn't allowed himself to accept. He had buried the memories deeply, preferring to concentrate on his work and family with Steffy. However, fate had a nasty way of distorting the truth, and everything changed the instant he stepped inside Lee's special recovery wing and saw her. The room was dimly lighted, sterile and quiet, except for a faint beeping from a heart monitor. Finn's heart almost stopped. There she was, Luna. Pale, frail, yet clearly alive. Her once bright hair now framed her face with an ethereal softness, and even though her eyes were closed, her presence screamed of a secret too huge to keep concealed for long. Finn stepped back from the bed as Lee entered the room behind him. Her expression was calm but guarded, revealing the inner struggle she evidently battled every day. She had kept this a secret for months, possibly longer. Finn had so many questions, but all he could say was a trembling mumble. Why? Lee hesitated before responding, clutching the hem of her lab coat. I did what I had to. Luna was quite delicate. If the wrong people found out she survived, she could have lost everything. You understand what that world is like. He did. The high-stakes world of power, legacy and vengeance had almost ruined so many of their loved ones. Still, he couldn't avoid the notion that Lee had taken something away from him. An opportunity to truly grieve, understand what had occurred, and possibly save her sooner. Finn sat alongside Luna's bed, marveling at her calm expression. Her joy, youthful innocence, and dreams all came flooding back to her. She had previously discussed studying medicine and following in his footsteps. She had been a bright spot in his life, and losing her had left a long dark shadow. Lee approached Finn cautiously, placing a soothing touch on his shoulder. I took her here on the night of the crash. She was in a coma and hardly breathing. I stabilized her, but the trauma was serious. I wasn't sure if she would make it. I couldn't risk going public. Not considering what was at risk. Finn turned to face his mother, his eyes filled with anguish and hatred. And Steffy, you were aware of my feelings of grief. How we struggled. You led me to believe she was dead. Lee's voice crackled slightly. I did it for you. For each of us. Steffy was already disintegrating. She needs your strength. If you had knew Luna was alive but out of grasp, it would have destroyed you. He did not respond. The quiet between them deepened. The next few days were a haze. Finn returned to the hospital whenever he could, checking on Luna's condition and speaking softly to her even though she had not regained consciousness. Her vitals remained steady, but it was unclear when, or if, she would awaken. Each visit intensified his internal turmoil. He wanted to hurry to Steffy and tell her the impossible truth. But as he practiced the phrases, doubt crept in. What would telling her accomplish right now? Will it unleash a new wave of chaos in their lives? Their marriage had been through enough. He couldn't deny that this information had the potential to destroy rather than provide relief. Meanwhile, Steffy had begun to suspect something was wrong. Finn was more distracted than usual, his mind plainly focused. She confronted him in the kitchen one night after the children had gone to bed. You've been distant, she explained, arms crossed. You arrive home late. You barely speak to me. What's happening? Finn gazed at her, noticing the fear on her face. He knew he loved her, but the secret he kept now threatened their marriage. He took a long breath and searched for words. I'm dealing with something complicated. I promise to tell you everything when the moment is perfect. She narrowed her eyes. Is this about Lee? He paused. In a way, yes. Steffi's frustration escalated. You don't need to defend her, Finn. If something is wrong, I deserve to know. He nodded but did not elaborate. The tension between them hung like a thick cloud, and while Steffy didn't go any farther that night, the seeds of suspicion had been sowed. Luna awoke in the clinic. It was little at first, just a twitch of her fingers, but it was enough to have Finn rush to her side. Her eyes flickered awake, blurry and perplexed. It took her a moment to focus and recognize the man standing in front of her. Finn. Her voice was barely audible. He grabbed her hand, tears threatening to pour. Luna, you are awake. You are safe. She blinked carefully, taking in her surroundings. Where am I? Lee entered the room, clearly relieved. You are under my care, dear. You were involved in an accident. You have been unconscious for a long time. Luna attempted to sit up, but the effort proved too much. How long? Months, Finn answered, gently moving her back to the pillows. You've been fighting for your life. She stared at the ceiling, trying to process the immensity of what had occurred. The memories came flooding back. The accident, the panic, the blackness. She stared at Lee, then Finn. Why didn't anyone come get me? Finn paused. We didn't know you were alive. The truth hit her hard. So everyone believes I've died? Lee stepped forward. We needed to protect you. There were difficulties. People who may have wanted to hurt you. But now that you are awake, we can decide what happens next. Luna's eyes streamed with tears. I want to go home. I want to see my relatives. Finn exchanged looks with Lee. It wouldn't be as straightforward. Later that night, Finn stood in the hallway, staring out the window deep in meditation. He couldn't dispute the significance of the decision before him. He had to decide whether to inform Steffy now or later. There were no easy solutions. If Luna's survival became public knowledge, it might cause a lot of problems. Her family had mourned her. The media would pounce. Secrets would emerge, exposing Lee's techniques and potentially destroying her career. Not to mention that Luna herself was not prepared to face the world. Her body and mind required time to heal. However, withholding this from Steffy seemed like treachery. She had always been his partner in everything, and now he was keeping something significant from her. Will she understand? Or is this the fracture that broke them? Days passed and Finn continued to exist in two worlds. His life with Steffy and their children, and his covert visits to Luna's bedside. Each time she became stronger, asking more questions and trying to reconnect with the people she cared about. She would eventually demand to go. Lee insisted they wait. We should be strategic. Let's consult with legal. Let's get her therapy scheduled. We owe her so much. But Finn wasn't sure how long he could keep it up. The shame gnawed at him. Steffi's questions had become increasingly frequent, and her tolerance was wearing thin. Finally, he reached a decision. He'd tell her. Not only did she deserve to know the truth, but Luna's recuperation meant she would soon be able to rejoin society. It's better for Steffy to hear it from him than from someone else. That evening, he sat across from Steffy at the dinner table, with the children already asleep. There's something I need to tell you, he replied calmly. She gazed at him, detecting a shift. Okay. He gulped heavily. It's about Luna. Her face expressed perplexity, then horror. Luna? How about her? She's alive. The hush that ensued was deafening. Steffy glanced at him with wide eyes and a slightly parted lips. That's not funny, Finn. I am not joking. She is alive. She has been under Lee's care since the accident. In a coma. I discovered out recently. I wasn't sure how to tell you. Steffy rose up and backed away from the table. Have you been lying to me? I did not lie. I just didn't know how to express it. I wanted to protect you. She gazed at him with betrayal. Do you think hiding this protects me? I didn't want to make matters worse. But now she is awake. She is pleading for her family. And this is going to happen whether we are prepared or not. Steffy's feelings alternated between amazement, despair, and wrath. Do you still love her? The question took him off guard. What? No. Steffy, this is not about that. This is about doing the right thing. Tears filled her eyes. I don't know if I can trust you anymore. And with that, she left the room, leaving Finn alone in the solitude, wondering if his attempt to do the right thing had already cost him everything.